everybody, Corinne here. Happy Friday! I'm here to do a little shoulder release from stress and all that driving all this week. You know, sometimes we're just stuck at our desk for lunch and we can't get away. You know, that's a good time to really stretch. But before you do really any kind of stretching, it's really important to breathe. Just think about this. When we breathe in, it's like a golden river just flowing through our body. But when we exhale, we just kind of shh. That's it. Do you know how many toxins and waste is still floating around in your body that causes you to be grumpy, emotional, hot, flashy, temperamental, you know, judgmental, unaware, mindless, rude, a lot. So, hopefully you can hear my breathing because my children tell me I have very loud breathing. I do snore at night. Sorry if I bursted your bubble for some of you out there. Anyway, the point that I was trying to show you is when you're breathing, you want to bring the belly out, fill it up, yet keep control of those ab muscles. You don't want to just, because you're not going to be able to contract all of those gases that are down and trapped up into those intestinal areas, okay? So it's very important that when you breathe out, you continue to breathe out. Even when you think there's no more air coming out, trust me, there is, okay? So you'll hear me continue to go and blow. I almost said something really I was gonna regret. Okay, so you'll hear me continue to exhale and may not hear anything else coming out, but you'll still see the motion. In my mind and in my body, it is still releasing all of that trapped gas and air. So remember, your muscles, your tendons, your organs, every little tiny vein in bone in your body needs air. Like Joe Pilates says, and how I say in class, it's the first thing you do when you got here. It's going to be the last thing you do before you leave. So in between is what really counts. It counts because with our breathing, we cannot want to kill somebody. Trust me, I was a road rager. Okay, let's work on a little bit of shoulders. All right, shall we? Okay, so chair at work. Let's turn it sideways and let's do what we all do. I used to be a secretary and I did a lot of typing and a paralegal for many, many years. So this is how I sat doing work. Hunched over. I don't know if you could see my back. I used to have this big, huge kyphosis back here, this big, huge hump. And in my bedroom, I have these big, giant mirrors. They're, you know, these wardrobe sliding closet mirrors. My TV was up here on this black dresser. And so I would sit at the end of my bed and look up at the TV and watch it. And one day I looked into the mirror and I took a glance and I thought, what the hell is that? And I realized that was me. This is before I took yoga. I was like, oh my God, that's me? What? I was becoming this 80-year-old lady on the walker that I pack and downsize my clients with. So I was like, how do I correct that? Breathing, number one. Nothing was getting into my body with me sitting like this. No air, no healing, and all the gases were being kept inside. No wonder I was a road rager. Oh my God. Short-tempered. Okay. So, very hard to reverse that. But possible. Anything is possible. Listen, it's not about being perfect. It's just about practicing it. You have to do something 10,000 times, 10,000 hours before you can become anywhere near good at something. Think about it. We started walking. I still kind of trip, so I don't know if I'm really good at that or not, but that's beside the point. All right, so sitting at my desk, one of the really good exercises, especially if you can't bring the hands back and interlock, which is a really big problem with people that have a hump and osteoporosis in the shoulders and neck. So that is a really good one. But if you can't, hey, use this. Take it around, get it on each side, and try to interlock and grab this. You know, maybe it's not very much. It doesn't have to be very much. And then little by little you can graduate to where you're here, to where you're here, to where you're here. Now, look at my chest. It's completely open. My shoulders are down and back. My neck is lengthening away from the shoulders. And there's no kyphosis. Now, maybe just a tad trace of it. I am 56 anyway. All right, release. Always remember to round and release those arms and shoulders and roll back. Yeah. And to breathe. Ah, feels so good. Once you open the chest, then you can start working on the neck a little bit. Some people like to start on the neck, you know, and it really just depends on you, what feels better for you. This is how it works for me. So I like to do the shoulders because once I get rid of this rock hard shoulder, I can move my neck a little bit more. This is where my discs are screwed up, is in the right side. So no, it doesn't want to turn any more than that sometimes. So it's very important for me to work the shoulders, to open up the chest, to open and get rid of these tight muscles that are constantly pulling me down, and to also pull my belly up into my spine, to have my sit bones on my chair. A lot of times we're like this, and our pelvic floor is in front of our hips. That's not good for our low back. We can't be sitting like this. It's not good for us. So we have to really sit up tall. Have you ever seen a skeleton that's like, I guarantee you it's Halloween time. There's not one you're going to see out there like that. All right. So you can start with that. Now let's talk about working. We talked a little bit about those arms. You can take that tie and you can go side to side if that works. You can take it around and do a twist. I would really watch the twisting, especially with the low back. If you have a back chair like this, I would prefer you to do twists like that. You know, you just inhale, lengthen, sit up tall. Both feet are on the ground. And then bring that left hand a little further back and grab onto that back of that chair. And then as you exhale, allow that to turn you just a smidge. See if you can grab onto that chair. Inhale. And then exhale, you just release. Find both those sit bones on the chair. Get up a little taller. Belly's in. Inhale here. And exhale. This is a spinal twist. Ooh. Inhale. Exhale, slowly releases. Left hand comes in front and you slowly release. Don't shoot around like a rubber band. All right, we're going to do the other side. You're going to see me from behind. Lucky you. That's kind of scary for me. All right, inhale. Exhale, the right hand comes back. Inhale. Exhale, left hand in front, and exhale, I'm going to slowly release. Make sure both my feet are on the ground, nice and tall with my spine. Inhale. Exhale. Really important that you do everything according to your breath, and that your breath is very slow, very full, meaningful, complete. Our minds, our thoughts are our biggest bullies. We worry about what people are going to think about us when we do certain things. What it's going to say about us. Listen, I just pray for peace. For everyone. For growth in our own minds and healing. So that we can help others and be kind. It starts within. The healing starts within because the poison started very young. All right. Let's talk about opening up those hips. Now, my sciatica is bad, so sitting a long period of time is a no-no. So since I've been sitting this long, I now have to stand. And that's okay because there's a really good stretch for standing. I'm going to show you by turning this chair around. It just really depends on you and your flexibility. So we're going to work on that low back and opening it up by keeping the abs still tucked in and engaged. Shoulders are down, out of the ears. Both feet are stacked under the hips. Ankles, knees, hips. All joints where they belong, yes? Shoulders right underneath. So watch that booty. We're not sticking it out. Tuck it in. Abs are engaged, protecting that spine. And I'm going to rock and roll back and forth onto those feet. And heels, toes, toes. Find my balance. Engage my belly. I'm going to take my hands, 2 buttons. Say hello, lady kids. And I'm going to put them in my back pocket. Feel like I'm wearing those 501 jeans I grew up with. Thumbs are going to come around the side. I'm going to inhale here, squeeze my elbows together, drop the shoulders, lengthen the neck. And as I exhale, I'm going to press those hips forward. And then I'm going to draw an imaginary line on the ceiling. And just going back in the exhale. And then when I'm out of air, I'm going to hold here and just breathe. Maybe on my next exhale, I just take it a little further. Abs are still engaged to protect my low spine. I'm going to inhale, bring it back up. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear all the snap, crackle, and popping going on. Nice and easy. I'm going to do a little forward fold here, so I'm going to back it up. Don't even say it. All right, hands on the chair. I'm just going to smooch up, wiggle it up just a little bit so you can see. So it's very important that I keep my shoulders in line with the rest of my body. Yeah? Right here. I don't want to be here bowing because that's just going to really put some flexion on my shoulders. I'm not happy with it, okay? My shoulders will not like. I'm going to keep my belly pulled in so that my spine doesn't droop and my booty doesn't stick out. And I'm just going to allow my hands just to relax there, and I'm going to breathe. I'm going to pull the shoulders away from the ears, belly's in, lengthen. This is an assisted halfway lift. This is a full forward fold. So, if you want to do a forward fold, but going down is not your friend, here's another way to do a forward fold. Just bring those feet in, make sure that they're stacked under those hips. And then you can start here, just bringing the forehead to the chair. Keep the knees bent, protect that low back. And then you have a little assistance. Just make sure you're not, just pressing all the weight, your shoulders and everything into the neck. And you're like, eh. Okay, that's not what we're doing. We're gently finding the point where the abs are still engaged, the shoulders are pulling away. We're using our body, getting to know those muscles again. Coming out of it, bend the knees, inhale. And exhale, bring it up. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bring them down. Perfect. Sciatica. Ooh. So really a low lunge, high lunge, pigeon pose, anything that's going to open up this hip, get it, that little muscle in there from choking that sciatica into sheer misery, is a winner. So side profile. Halfway off the chair. Okay. My left side is my tight, so I'll start with my right, and I'm going to bring it here. A lot of times, this is not possible for a lot of people. So, I have a block. Block has plenty of sides. Okay? So, you can add that in, gives you a little more height and a little more stretch. That's at all not possible. You can just hold that strap and bring that leg over. Maybe hold it here just to hold it in place so it doesn't fall out. I like to kind of give it a little hug and tie it there. So there's plenty of variations. You really just want to cross that ankle over the knee. It's called Utkatasana chair pose. And I call it Utkatasana because when you do it in real life without a chair, you're sitting like you're in a chair. So your quads and your glutes and your abs and pretty much everything in your whole body is screaming at you, hating you, bullying you, telling you to get out. But in the midst of all that HE double hockey sticks, you're breathing. So here, flex that foot, starting with the left because I switched. Inhale, lengthen, belly's in, shoulders away from the ears. Keeping the bellies tight, I'm going to lengthen away from the back of the chair, trying to keep both hips down, trying to keep my back nice and straight, trying not to round. Because once I start to round, you can hear that I can't really talk and breathe. However, if I stay straight, my lungs can like, ooh, it's a party in the house, right? So breathe. So the inhale goes in like a golden river, flows through the body. Imagine it going into that target point. Right? If you want a little more release, you can press that left knee down, but really be careful. The knees are very touchy kind of situation. So use your own self-awareness. If it doesn't feel good, it's not worth doing. Yet. It means we have to build up. All right. Exhale, you're going to bring it up. And then slowly you're going to release and windshield wiper shake those legs up. So since my right side is not really so tight, the left side is, I'm going to use the block to get a little more intensity. And so it raises my left leg up a little higher. And then I can lean a little further and it really pulls on both sides of my hamstrings. So it's hello hammy day, but really make sure that that foot that's crossed over is flexed, okay? That's why I'm standing on a block too, because it keeps my left leg flexed. Now, imagine me laying on the floor here on the ground and my knees are up towards the ceiling in a tabletop form. This is still figure 4. Now imagine laying on the floor, but this half of my body is against the wall. Very intense figure 4. Whew. Nice and easy, relief. So those are my favorite little stretches for, I kicked my block over. These are all necessities you need to have in a home gym, okay? I'm going to be 57 years old. I can get up and down and move around on my knees. I have a lot of friends that cannot and a lot of clients that cannot. So I'm putting the chair away for now. I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to help really release that IT band and hammy as well. Let me put this away. It's called the roller, and it's one of my cat's favorite toys. So if you have a cat, expect it to look like this. Yeah. She thinks it's her own teething machine. All right. Make sure that no matter what you do besides breathing, you are drinking water. Listen, I don't advertise or advocate for anybody or anything. I am here for all of you and for me to help heal and get ourselves back on track. Okay? So, all of this here, we're going to work out. We're going to also do one with Frankenstein arms. So, I'm going to also do a little workout with this. So, let's place that on the ground. So, remember, once you get on this, there's no getting back up. So, really plan on being down here for a little while. So, I'm going to move this just over just a little bit because I really want you to see, hopefully, what my shoulders are doing. So, I recommend you getting on this gently and laying back nice and slow. Make sure the shoulders and tailbone are on this roller. And you should really tie your hair up. But since I forgot to get my tie in my bathroom, that's an issue. All right, so nice long spine. Make sure that there's no gap in that low back. Make sure that the gap in the low back is on natural, so neutral. You don't want to be pressing it in, but you do want to engage those abs so that that spine is neutral. Okay? Arms are going to come up in Frankenstein arms, and the feet are in line with the hips and knees. Reaching those arms up, exhale, press them down, and hug that roller. Ooh, and then bring it up and squeeze it down. Bring it up. Now do some shoulder rolls, so forward and back, down and up. You can keep the roller at work if you have a cat at home. That would be my suggestion. And just take this behind your desk, man. Roll the chair away, and all you have to do is just get rid of some shoulder stress here. Sometimes I like to shimmy side to side. Oh, I get those knots out. And really, very important to breathe, because this will make you dizzy because you are getting deep, deep, deep into those shoulder blades, getting rid of some of those knots. You could also add a really great workout here if you wanted to. You know, a lot of little core balance here, and bringing those legs into tabletop. So it's a really good workout. Just make sure you use the abs and that you're breathing. Best way to get off of this is to roll off. Not gonna lie. All right, since I'm on the ground, right hip down. I'm gonna roll on the outside of my right hammy, all the way alongside my hip. Oh, and try not to curse on camera. Now, once you find that juicy hot spot, oh my God. Oh, that takes you into the darkness. It's really tender there. Woo. You want to hold it there and breathe. Maybe just move the leg a few breaths. Woo. Try not to sink in the shoulder. And then you just find where you need to release, okay? And then don't forget, it's called balance for a reason. So make sure you roll onto the other side. Whew. Let me flip around for you. Oh. Let me take a breather first. So, whew. It does cause dizziness, lightheadedness. What maybe one would call dopamine. So, with that being said, getting rid of all that carbon dioxide in our bodies. So let's talk about another figure 4 on this roller. So, and I threw my block away. Of course I did. So you can roll onto this left side and find that juicy, squishy spot that you want to scream in. And then if you wanted to, you can cross that left leg over the right. And then just rock and roll it back and forth as you breathe. If you find that spot and it feels good to stay there, then do so. Just remember that no matter what you do, it has to be comfortable for you. It has to feel good to you, for you. If it does not, it's not something you should be doing. All right, I hope this yoga tip was pretty good and you enjoy some of this. I'm going to roll around a little longer on my roller. And then I'm going to have another yoga tip with my ball. My big yoga ball. All right, peace out. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know where my stop button is. Isn't that amazing? I'm feeling around for myself. I must have lost it. All right then. Peace out.